It has been a day here at Benjamin's desk, and I hear that third time is a charm. This is the third time I've tried to film this video tonight, and I hope it works because I'm getting a little bit tired of it. Um, Not of the subject matter, of the process. I am Benjamin, and this is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. This is my 30th video, and perhaps that's why I'm losing my mind. I seem to be pushing every wrong button tonight, but that's okay. I've had days in my life where everybody has pushed my buttons, so it's only fair that I'm the one making the mistakes tonight. This is a Fiji $2 bill. It was withdrawn from circulation in 2013. I imagine that having something to do with the depiction of the Queen on this note. This is a banknote that measures 131 by 67 millimeters, and it was printed by the firm De La Rue. And when we turn the note over, I'm going to show you a small feature that might help you identify a note as being printed or designed by De La Rue, even if you cannot find the De La Rue imprint or any imprint at all. This note is predominantly green. On the back side of the note, there is a lot more color, and I'll explain that as I turn the note over. What is shown on the face of this note is an unexpectedly smiling and delightful visage of Queen Elizabeth II. You can see the arms up there to the right of her head, and in the bottom left-hand corner, we have a sovereign locket, or a mohar. We see a domodomo in between the Queen and the sovereign, or the sovereign and the sovereign, right here. That is a top of a canoe, and that is the mast head at the top of the mast that's on the canoe. And it was through that opening at the top that rigging to help control the sail and steer and catch the winds was used by the early Polynesians as they traveled around their islands and migrated across the Pacific. The Queen's portrait in this study is by Mark Lawrence, and you'll note that she's wearing the Grand Duchess Vladimir. I told you I was tired. She is wearing the Grand Duchess Vladimir of Russia's tiara with pearl drops. And it's my understanding that this tiara can be worn with the pearl drops taken out and other jewels placed in their stead. Standard Catalog World of Paper Money calls this banknote a PIC 109, and the banknote book calls this B520. I got additional information from an awesome Australian website ran by PJ Sims, although that could be PJ Symes. I'm not used to knowing how to pronounce a Y in the middle of the word. So, Mr. Sims, Mr. Symes, you did some great research, and I'm glad that you let us share it from your webpage, www.pjsymes.com.au. Let's take a look at the back of the note. There we go. I wasn't lying about that color, was I all? It is a group of school children looking like they're extremely happy because they've got to spend the day at the National Stadium in Suva. This is the ANZ Stadium, and it is where they have track meets, it's where they have rugby games, and it's where they host international sporting events. So it must have been a very exciting day for them all. They all have big smiles on their face. You can see some mountains in the background. I found information that seemed to contradict itself when I looked up the stadium. It said on one page that 4,000 people could sit in the stands, and then on another website it said that 15,000 people could sit at these stadiums, which may or may not be possible. Perhaps they've expanded the stadium. That I do not know, but anywhere from 4,000 to 15,000 people can show up at these games. Now, I had mentioned to you that there's an easy tell on whether a banknote has been printed by De La Rue or is finding its home in their design department. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner right here, we actually can see the De La Rue imprint right here. Do you see that? That's a giveaway that it's printed by De La Rue, but the giveaway I was talking about is over here in this section. Do you guys see all the little honeycomb effects there? Those are a whole bunch of six-sided polygons that have either horizontal, vertical, or oblique lines in them to differentiate each cell from the one next to it. You'll see this a lot, but you'll see it on mostly notes of De La Rue. I have seen these on only 2 other banknotes, and they were from a country that had their notes printed in different years from several different printing firms, one of which was Delarue, and the other 2 which may have just borrowed the designs or used the designs from Delarue from their design department. So I can't vouch that this is a feature that you see on banknotes printed by Delarue, or if it comes from the studios of Delarue, as it were. Stadiums, school kids, the Queen, domodomos, tiaras, and pearls make this note a great theme addition to your banknote collection. And being that it is so recent, it's not impossible to get this note at a very reasonable price. Please visit, subscribe by clicking on the purple circle, and share my YouTube channel, Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. And if you like the video, please like it. It gives me some idea as to what videos are more popular, and it helps to drive the creation of future content. I enjoy this. Thank you for being a part of my 30th video on Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.